Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
British Open is underway. Nobody spends more time neglecting their family and betting on golf than Rob Kendall, who joins us. He is one half of this little nickel and dime program. He's a former elected official. He's a tax-cutting machine. And when the British Open begins, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and watch it.
I was there.
And you have action. Now, I know it's already underway. At the time of this recording, and again, we do this every Thursday at noon, so depending on when you listen to this, it might be a little dated, but you've got action. And what can we expect this weekend? If people have plays already in place for the British Open, tell us about the course and what you're looking for.
Yeah, so it's at Royal Portrush, and for those of you who know the British Open, they tend to be these ancient, around since the beginning of time courses that are very famous. And Royal Portrush is interesting because it had only before 2019 had one British Open. And there's always this course where they're like, oh, it's one of the top 20 courses in the world. It's great. If only it could have a British Open. Well, they gave it the British Open again in 2019, and Shane Lowry pretty much destroyed the course. So it is a nice course. It's a beautiful course. The problem is they really struggle to make these British Open courses tough enough that they can kind of defang these golfers because so much of it depends on the weather. Unless you're getting 25-mile-an-hour winds, the course just isn't that tough.
Now, do we have any idea what the weather might be this weekend?
Yeah, they're looking at like 10 to 15-mile-an-hour winds. You get the gush. You got the rain earlier today. Now, they're not destroying the course. I'll give them credit. So far, 4 under as of this recording is winning the British Open. There's a couple guys that are 4 under. Scheffler's at 3 under. One of my guys, angry little elf, Tyrell Hatton, is at 3 under. I bet on him because one of two things is going to happen. Either he's going to win. Now, Tyrell Hatton plays on the live. Either he's going to win or he's going to have an epic meltdown where he is going to smash a tee box. He's going to scream at a fan. So either way, Hammer, with Tyrell Hatton, you're getting your money's worth.
Okay, so what would be your strategy? Let's say you're somebody that is just a bandwagon golf guy. Like the things we're talking about today, UFC and golf. I'm bandwagon. I don't watch it all the time, but if there's a major event going on, I want action, I want in, and I'll watch a little bit of it. What is your advice on how to live bet this thing?
One of the things I would do, if you can look at the weather and you can try to estimate, because it's a seaside golf course, so you can get some big rainstorms. If you can estimate, hey, I think there's going to be bad weather in the afternoon, get a guy that's going out tomorrow morning, somebody who's hanging around, who had a decent early round. Obviously, a guy at the top of the leaderboard, not going to get great odds. One of the things, though, that I would always strongly consider doing is if you're not in on day one, just wait till Saturday. Saturday is moving day. You'll get an idea of who the tippy-top guys are. You can find some value down the board. You can look at a guy that maybe, hey, 5 or 6 shots back sounds like a lot. It's not on a Saturday at the British Open, though. So if you didn't get in day one, I'd almost hold off and wait until Saturday, try to find some value down the board.
Okay, so let's say Saturday rolls around, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? There's not a lot of stuff going on today. I want to bet the British Open here. What's the cutoff of a dude I want to bet on? Is it 4 strokes back? Is it 5? Is 6 too many?
No, I think it depends on who's going to be the top leaderboard. Right now you got Scheffler up there.
Right, if you're chasing Scheffler, I don't feel real good about a dude who's 6 behind him already.
Yeah, that's the problem. But there's always some guy whose name he can't pronounce leading the British Open going into the weekend. If it's that guy, then, hey, you're right in it. All bets are off. You got guys like Rahm, et cetera, who could put some low numbers up there.
It's like when the 15th seed leads to 2 at halftime in March Madness. Usually you hammer the 2 seed live betting it because they've already kind of peaked. That 15 seed is peaked.
Yeah, there's going to be some dudes that you're going to look at. Let's say it's 4 under right now. Let's say it's 7 under going into the weekend. There's going to be some dudes at 2 or 3 under, and you're going to be able to get this thing about golf, right? If your guy starts 4 or 5 back, you can conceivably, depending on who it is, get plus 2,500. 25 to 1. You can get some really good odds on some really good golfers.
He got out earlier today, and he's not a main player anymore. But Sergio Garcia got out earlier
He's an
today.
ass.
And you and I had this conversation, right? There's a lot of surly, unlikable golfers out there. Just snobs and just no real people skills. But is there a bigger jagoff than Sergio Garcia?
You know, have you noticed they all play on the live, too? Like Tyrell Hatton, who I named, live golfer. Mickelson, Koepka. You and I had this conversation years ago. The live guys are like the 80s movie villains where they show up in like these teen movies, like a John Hughes movie.
Right.
You're just lucky we're here. You're lucky we showed up to your scummy major golf event. And Sergio Garcia.
They're like the James Spader.
Yes.
They're pulling up in the Corvette and the collar's popped and there's a cigarette dangling out of their mouth and they're hitting on your girlfriend.
Perfect. It's funny you said Sergio because in 1999, I went to the PGA at Medina in Chicago, and it was Tiger and Sergio dueling to the end. Sergio hits this incredible shot. He was like 19 years old. This is one of the most amazing shots in the history of golf. It's around a tree, and people are like, here comes Sergio. This is the future. It's the new Seve Ballesteros. It's Tiger and Sergio. And Sergio, I think, so got in his own way that despite his incredible talent, he only won one major. And you are right. Well, we can say this here because it's not on radio. He is an a-hole. I mean, he is a complete a-hole, and he is one of those guys.
But does the sport need that, though? I feel like any sport, you have to have a hero and you have to have a heel.
Yeah, you do, but golf's a little different because you're supposed to cheer for everyone. No, I'm with you, right? Like, I love the bad guys. I love watching those live guys lose. I love cheering against those scumbags on the live because they are such elitist snobs. Love watching them go down. But
would you have taken the money to play on live, though, if you were one of those dudes?
100%.
Okay.
No. Like, how are you going to hand some guy $100 million and go, what a dick, that guy took $100 million. Right. And a bunch of these guys, like Dustin Johnson, like Sergio, like Mickelson, they're looking in the rearview mirror at their prime. They're not winning that on the PGA. Any person who's critical of these guys who went to live and got all this money, they are complete hypocrites. Every single person not named Scheffler or McIlroy, they're taking the money.
All right, so again, it's way early right now, but give me the name of somebody that, pending on how they do the first couple of days, has got a shot in this thing.
So there's two guys that I took, as of right now, I'm sure I'm jinxing them as I'm saying this, that are playing pretty well, that were my tippy-top guys. I got Tyrell Hatton, who I mentioned, at 35-1, and a guy named Robert McIntyre at 40-1. Robert McIntyre won the Scottish Open last year. He's won a couple times on tour. He's a lefty. He's a big tub of goo, but he is a heck of a golfer. This tournament sets up perfect for him. And Hatton, if he can hold it together, he is literally a gnome-looking person, just as unlikable. It's like looking at me, right? You just want to punch the guy right in the face. But boy, howdy, can he hit a golf ball. Those are two guys I would keep an eye on.
That's Rob Kendall. I'm Jason Hammer, and I'm glad you broke this down because I need to win some money back from my home run derby bet.
Yeah.
Now, O'Neal Cruz, who I hitched my wagon to, led the field. He was the number one seed after the first round. So the field has been cut in half. Only 4 dudes advanced to round 2. I feel pretty good. But now it becomes seeded. It's not the most home runs that advance to the final. And unfortunately, even though he hit the second most home runs in round 2, my guy ran into a buzzsaw in Big Dumper, who was the 4 seed of Seattle, and I was eliminated. So I'm a little salty. I don't like having the second most home runs in a round and not advancing to a final.
Do you like the Derby now? Remember how it used to be when we were kids and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa are up there looking like Hulk Hogan and they're
just roided out of their mind?
And they're just hitting it.
There's a syringe hanging out of their ass.
Don't we miss that? Wasn't that when the home run derby was can't miss television? I mean, I know you watch it. I freely admit, I have watched 0 Major League Baseball this year, and we've had this conversation before, and I think it's great that you can still get into it. They've just destroyed everything about the sport that I grew up with. It's just unwatchable at this point.
So the roids were great for the Derby, but I didn't want it in the regular season.
I agree.
Right? I don't want Brady Anderson hitting 50 home runs in the regular season because you have to put his stats in the record book. So you're telling me Brady Anderson had more power than Lou Gehrig. Like, that's the kind of stuff that pissed me off.
Are you not buying it? Are you not buying that Brady Anderson legitimately hit, was it 49 home runs one year?
No. Not at all, Rob.
You look at those numbers, and some guy, it's like 20,000 years from now when some person unearths our civilization is going to be like, what the hell happened in 1998?
Dudes were hitting 70 home runs, and Why did Barry Bonds' head go from looking like a peanut M&M to a big, ginormous Tootsie Pop? Like, what happened there?
And were we willfully naive? I was in the 8th grade in 1998. People are like, the fans were willfully naive. They knew these guys were on stuff. What did I know? I knew. I was riding my bike places. How am I responsible for all of this?
Like, yeah, the first clue was when they interviewed Mark McGwire at his locker and his jar of roids was up there. Excuse me, Mark, I have a follow-up question. What's that? Just some creatine. Oh, okay, thanks.
But I don't want to see. I'm always taught I'm supposed to feel bad about when I was a kid cheering on the steroid era. I was just a kid. This was kind of fun to watch these guys become cartoon characters. I didn't know, but 30 years later, I'm the bad guy.
I'm not saying you're the bad guy, but yeah, it didn't make the game better, right? Home run derby, yes. Exhibition stuff, for sure. But you don't want a meaningful game to come down to some lifetime 240 hitter that decides, oh, today's the day I'm going to hit a ball 550 feet.
No, I agree. And that, in the hindsight, was the strike was really the beginning of the end for baseball. And then obviously say like 03, 04 when it starts coming out that all these guys are doing this.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you right there because you say the beginning of the end. The ratings for the All-Star game were a monster on Fox. Now, when you compare them to the other All-Star games, that's not even really fair because the NFL sucks, the NBA's become unwatchable, and they're buried on the weekend. But the Major League Baseball All-Star ratings, nearly 8 million people average on Fox, that doubles everything else, including the NFL, which is king in everything they do. It feels like the NFL could just have dudes hitting each other in the ass with a towel and draw ratings at this point. But it's the most watched All-Star game of all time.
Who are these people and why? It's so unserious. They're deciding it with the home run derby.
I thought it was fun. Because it's an exhibition game, right?
But it used to not be. When we were kids, people were getting run over. Some man almost died at the hands of Pete Rose. Ray Fosse.
Ray Fosse got smoked by Pete Rose, but if my options are, all right, we're going extra innings, everybody's out of pitchers, we're going to have position players throwing, or you get some 15-inning nonsense or the Bud Selig tie. Hell, give me the real home run derby. Give me Schwarber, give me Alonso.
Okay, so my old man and I had this conversation last night because he's given up on baseball just like I have. And by the way, I love their local newsman extraordinaire, Phil Sanchez, here in Indianapolis. We were ripping on him because he loves this guy on second base, pitch clock, blah, blah, blah. The thing that made me not want to watch it anymore. And I guess his mailman listens to our Kendall and Casey show we do each day in Indianapolis and mentioned that we were giving him smoke on the program for ruining baseball.
It's his fault. The local news anchor at the Wish TV station downtown Indianapolis, it's his fault.
Okay, so my old man and I had this conversation the other day. So when we were kids, I mean, obviously I was not a kid. I was not alive when Pete Rose was running over Ray Fosse. But I remember, what was it, the 93, 94 All-Star games? What was the one that got decided at home plate where Tony Gwynn is trying to score and there's a bang-bang? Those dudes were playing to win. They were playing hard. And the pitchers, I remember as a kid, the pitcher, the starter for the All-Star game, that was a big deal because that dude was going 2 or 3 innings. What happened to that?
I think the dudes do play to win. And the reason I know this is because we had a great piece of audio coming out of Clayton Kershaw. Now, he was mic'd up for the game, which I thought was actually pretty cool as well. But Clayton Kershaw, mic'd up for the game. Don't tell me he didn't want to win because my man was basically telling Big Dumper to suck it. Now, he came in, this was like his final All-Star game. We all know it, right? He's probably going to retire. But Clayton Kershaw's mic'd up, and he was doing commentary to the broadcasters while pitching, but they kept his mic on when he got to the clubhouse. And take a listen to this. This is Clayton Kershaw. Don't tell me this game didn't mean anything, because when he got Seattle's home run leading Cal Raleigh to line out, listen to the reaction here.
Thanks, sick. Suck it, Big Dumper. Suck it, Big Dumper.
Suck it, Big Dumper. You're not hearing that in the NBA All-Star Game or the Pro Bowl.
You and I had this conversation the other day. Baseball does not have star power, though. I mean, when we were kids, when we were growing up, think of the names. I mean, even like my childhood, it was Thomas, it was Griffey, and Tony Gwynn, Ricky Henderson. These guys had clout. You knew them. They were sort of like nationally known figures. You could put them on a billboard and people would know. And then, in the steroid era, McGuire, Sosa, Barry Bonds, all these, who are the stars in baseball now? Who's the guy that's universally known?
Probably Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, and then Aaron Judge.
And that's it.
I think then after that, you kind of get into the Mike Trouts. And then there's a little bit of a drop-off to where, our dads who watch baseball have probably heard of, but the average person might not. I don't know. You start getting into the Clayton Kershaws, the Mookie Betts, the Kyle Schwarbers, that type of dude.
Yeah. Now, you still watch. You still go to you and your sons go to a game or two a year at least. The Reds and the
Cubs
and the Cubs. Outside of I'm doing the family thing and it's a bonding thing with my kids, which I totally get. But is there anybody worth paying money to see? I will pay my hard-earned money to see that dude do his craft.
I think Ohtani is one. I think he's a generational talent. Aaron Judge, how often do you get to see a dude that size just hit bombs? That's 1 and 2. And to go along with that discussion, the one area that I will agree with you on, baseball needs to promote their other stars better. Paul Skeens is amazing, and his girlfriend is the biggest social media influencer out there. He should be on every commercial, and they should be appealing to young people. It's almost like the Travis Kelce effect, right? He started dating Taylor Swift. His jersey became the #1 seller. Major League Baseball needs to get into the Livy Dunn business and get Paul Skeens out there too, because he's unbelievable. But the area that baseball dropped the ball, and it was Aaron Boone's fault at the All-Star game. So you're telling me you've got this winner-take-all home run derby, and you're going to trot out there 3 stiffs? Come on. You had the opportunity to get Aaron Judge a baseball bat. We could have had Aaron Judge against Ohtani in a home run derby to decide the All-Star game. You don't think that sounds any fun? Now, to the Dodgers manager's credit, he did say, give me Schwarber and Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
He went with dudes. But Aaron Boone, I get it. Aaron Judge was already showered. Hell, he's probably in a limo leaving the ballpark already. But you got to tell these dudes ahead of time, if there's a home run derby, everybody's going to be talking about it. Everybody's going to be posting in real time on social media. We've got to have the best of the best.
Maybe I'm just an old man who yells at clouds, but baseball doesn't seem like it has the same luster, the same lure, the same competitiveness. And who decided that shaving 10 frickin' minutes off a baseball game was the way to bring people to the sport? What, 3 hours is too much, but 247, sign me up for that every day? It's utterly ridiculous. Bring me back the game from when we were kids, when men were men.
Old man yelling at a cloud. But the All-Star game was fun. I had a good time watching the All-Star game. Suck it, Big Dumper. Schwarber hitting bombs in the real home run derby at the end. I'm fine with that. Kenny Britt, professional handicapper of KB Sports. He's next. We are back. The Degenerates next door, your favorite degenerate pals. I'm Jason Hammer, Rob Kendall right across from me, and Kenny Britt, professional handicapper from KB Sports, is with us. And Kenny, before we get into meaningful plays and picking actual games for football season here, we are in futures betting mode. We did a little NFL division winners last week, and this week we're going to look at the college football playoff. You, my friend, you've got it all figured out apparently.
Well, I don't know about that, but we'll take a run. We'll take a run at it here. I'll tell you, I'll go through the first 11 really quick, and then the 12th one you're going to really enjoy. Big Ten, Ohio State. They play Penn State at home, so they'll get the Big Ten nod. ACC is splitting hairs between Miami and Clemson, but Miami gives us some really good odds. I like Miami.
Clemson has a really tough early game, and that might set them back a little bit. So I think Clemson might be the better team here, Kenny, but Miami, I think, has a better path.
They got a better path. Both teams week one have a tough one. Clemson is at home against LSU, and Miami is at home against Notre Dame. But neither one of those are conference games. That Miami-Notre Dame game is not a conference game, even though Notre Dame plays ACC games. It's not a conference game.
Right.
So odds-wise, let's take Miami because you're getting plus 200 on them over Clemson to make the playoffs. So,
and these are just to make the playoff, right? Not to win it all, but just to be one of the 12.
Just to make the playoffs, right. So, they both can run the table after a week one, maybe a possible loss, Miami and Clemson. And I've got them both making the playoffs. But I'm putting Miami in the winner slot for the ACC.
Okay.
SEC, we can talk about that for hours, how tough it is. But I like LSU, Jason. Their only tough road game in conference play is at Alabama. They've probably got the best quarterback in the SEC.
You think LSU's got the quarterback advantage over Texas?
We don't know. We don't know who Arch Manning is.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I mean, I do. I really do. Texas got a tough schedule. They got to go on the road to Ohio State. They got to go to Georgia. These conferences are so big. It's all about who you skip playing in certain years.
Right.
And this year, LSU, their only tough game is at Alabama. When I say that, SEC, every game's tough.
Right.
Put it in perspective. Big 12, that's a crapshoot. There's 4 teams that could win it, but I'm taking Arizona State. They're plus 470 to make the playoffs. You can put Utah, Arizona State, Kansas State, even Texas Tech. 4 of them, have a shot. So to recap, my 4 conference winners to make the playoffs: Ohio State, Miami, LSU, Arizona State.
Okay.
And then my next 7: Notre Dame, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, Georgia, Utah, another Big 12 team, and Oregon.
Okay, I did not hear an Alabama in there. 2 straight years that Bama would be left out.
That was the next thing I was going to say. The notables I left out were Alabama, Michigan, and homegrown Indiana University. It just doesn't seem like Michigan has any juice this year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not hearing anything about them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I look at Penn State, and I feel like this is the same story we hear every year with Penn State. They're going to be really good. They're probably going to be 5-0, 6-0, top 2 or 3 in the country, and then they're going to play Ohio State, lose, but still be pretty good, make the playoff, and then lose again.
That's exactly. I got them losing 1 game at Ohio State, and that will be a close one. They're pretty loaded, Penn State is. I mean, they're really loaded this year.
Penn State to me, Kenny, and I watch a lot of SEC ball, obviously. Penn State and Ole Miss are almost like the same type of program. Every year, a lot of hype. You hear all the reports, great quarterback, good offense, here we go, good defense. And then they get into conference play, they'll win the first couple games, and then they'll play somebody actually good and have their ass handed to them, and things kind of derail.
Yeah, it seems like James Franklin's kind of got that moniker about him. But, the Big Ten doesn't scare me this year, really. Even Oregon, I'm not too sure about. I've got to make in the playoffs, but I think a sleeper team in the Big Ten might be Nebraska. Matt Rule is a great coach, and they've got their quarterback back. Watch out for Nebraska. They didn't draw a good schedule, but keep an eye on them. And you may know better about UCLA. I mean, do you think that kid's going to go there to UCLA from Tennessee and have a good year?
It's going to be an upgrade. If UCLA makes him run the football, because I think that's really where he's at his best, if he's a dual threat, I think UCLA is going to be substantially better. Now, he's not a great pocket passer. Right? Tennessee won a bunch of games last year because they had one of the best defenses in the country. It wasn't because their offense was, burning people down the field. Tennessee was ground and pound because Nico wasn't a very accurate passer.
Right, yeah. All right, Jason, I've been waiting for this the last 2 days. So, once again, my top 11 teams: Ohio State, LSU, Miami, Arizona State, Notre Dame, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, Georgia, Utah, Oregon. Those 11 teams are my playoff teams.
Okay, we got one more.
My 12th team out of the group of 5, they picked from the Sun Belt. James Madison's the top pick. Nope. Your favorite concert, the MAC.
Oh!
Concert. No. Toledo. No, not them. Conference USA, the top play is Liberty. They're not making the playoffs. It will come from either the American or the Mountain West.
Okay.
The American, you've got Tulane is plus 1,000, Memphis is plus 900, that type of stuff to make the playoff, okay?
Okay.
Mountain West, everybody's sexy play is Boise State. They're plus 200 to make the playoff. Remember, all you have to do in this group of 5 is be the highest ranked team and win your conference in this group of 5. The number 2 team in the Mountain West is UNLV. All the publications. The number 3 team is a team I bet on weekly last year. San Jose State.
Okay.
Every publication's got them ranked 3rd in their conference. They do not play Boise or UNLV this year in the conference play.
Go on.
All they've got to do is finish 2nd in conference play to get to their championship game. And then we've seen dozens of times in these championship games, it's just one game where anything can happen. They are plus 5,000 to make the 10. Right. I knew this would get you going.
Now you've got my attention.
They're plus 5,000, $10 to win 510. Every publication I looked at doing my handicapping has them winning between 8 to 10 games, and one publication has them being favored in every game but 2. They do play Texas in week 2, but that's not a conference game. It doesn't matter.
If you're competitive in that might actually help you, even if you lose it.
Yeah, 40 to 20. Yeah, exactly. So, Jason, San Jose State is my plus 5,000 to make. I know everybody's like, what? Who? What?
Right.
You know who their coach is too, right? The old Navy guy. That's their coach. He's well respected. This is his 2nd year. They got a quarterback, dual threat that gets a lot of yards. Like I said, I bet them a lot last year, and I won on them a lot, and I bet a lot of overs on them. Jason, watch out for San Jose State.
Dude, could you imagine the feedback if Alabama gets left out and San Jose State makes their way in?
That would be, I don't know what to do about that. You sent a text yesterday about now Congress is trying to get involved and
with NIL money, yeah.
With NIL, but still, that would be a tragedy. But yeah, I mean, 99 out of 100 times Alabama, 100 out of 100 Alabama's going to win that game.
Yeah, San Jose damn well better be perfect if they're going to get the bid over Alabama, who did not make it last year.
Well, again, they've got to take one group of 5 team, right?
Right.
And it's going to come down to only a handful of teams: Tulane, Memphis, Boise State, and San Jose State. I tell you, when you've got some time, I know you're a super busy guy, just do a little research on San Jose State. Your ears will perk up a little bit.
I like it.
Yes,
if somebody wants to become a client of yours and take advantage of the horse racing as well as the football and the basketball and everything in between, where can they go?
Yeah, Jason, I'm on Facebook on KB Sports Horse Racing. This weekend you got the Haskell Invitational, which is one of the top 2 biggest races of the summer at Monmouth. That and the Travers are the 2 biggest races of the summertime. Every Saturday at Saratoga is a big Saturday until Labor Day. So we got that going on, horse racing, training camp. Some teams have already reported to training camp. 2 weeks from tonight, Jason, NFL football. 2 weeks from tonight.
Let's go. I love it. KB Sports. Find him on Facebook. Become a client. My man, I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
We've got another professional handicapper coming up in just a moment. David Stephanoff, a Follow Never Fade, will join us. We're rolling. We are rolling on the Degenerates Next Door. Back on the Degenerates Next Door, I'm Jason Hammer. Rob Kendall's with me. We are not professional handicappers, but our guests are. We've already heard from one, and now let's hear from another one. David Stephanoff, followneverfade.com. He's the man behind it all. And David, you, I believe, have action on UFC.
Yes, sir. UFC this week, and thank you, Hammer, for having me. Shout out to Kenny and Rob. I gave out Alcaraz last week. Tennis, he got the finals, got beat by Sinner. I apologize for that one. He won the French Open. We tried to fire him back on Wimbledon. He got second. But I'm looking at the pay-per-view this weekend. UFC, big pay-per-view. The main event's Dustin Poirier against Max Holloway, Hammer. This is going to be one of the fights of the year. It's really going to be a good one.
All right. So, again, I'm somebody that is into UFC, but I don't know a lot of the dudes. Like, when I watch it, I'm fascinated by it. I'm the total casual bandwagon fan. Tell me what I need to do here.
Okay, well, these two guys are fighting. Max Holloway, he's only been beat 2 times in 6 years, and both are by the same guy, all by the same guy. Poirier, he's fought all the big dogs. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He beat McGregor. He beat Conor McGregor. And this might be his last fight. This is going to be down in New Orleans, Louisiana. Right now, the money line's like 120, 110 to pick 'em. It's a toss-up because both these guys are absolute warriors. Max Holloway's only been knocked out 1 time in 9 years, Hammer. This guy's a legend. He's from Hawaii. But Poirier, I think, is the play here. The money line's sitting at minus 120. I recommend everybody to watch this. If you don't like UFC, I understand. But if people watch UFC, this is going to be a fight of the making. Just because of 2 legends going at it, they're both at top of their game. Poirier's, if I think Poirier wins, he might keep going. They're saying he might retire. But anyways, we're going to take Dustin Poirier money line here, Hammer.
Okay.
And if you want to get, but the thing is on this fight, Poirier knocks a lot of guys out. Holloway don't get knocked out. A lot of the sharp people, like myself, think this is going to go decision. These guys are going to kill each other for 5 rounds, and I think it's going to go decision. You get plus 400 on decision, Poirier by decision, but I think the safe bet here, if you want to make a little money, is Dustin Poirier money line minus 120.
Okay. Now, I will say this. History has always taught us the older fighter, the dude who's reaching the end of his career, usually doesn't do all that well. So if you're telling me that Poirier is, maybe has 1 foot in the crypt here, I would tend to lean the other direction. Now, why would I not want to do that?
Because, see, it's the thing. With these UFC fighters, they always say it's their last one. The thing about this Poirier fight, it's in his home state of Louisiana.
Okay.
He's a hero in Louisiana. But Max Holloway is 1 fight really probably from stepping out or is retiring also.
Okay.
But both these guys, Hammer, there's no letdown on these guys. These guys, if Poirier wins, I see him maybe fighting at the White House when they have fights at the White House. Max Holloway, I don't see because he don't believe that kind of stuff. But both these guys, don't take me wrong. No, they're not missing a step. They've all fought the best fighters in the world. The champions. They've only lost to the champions. And really, there's nowhere for these guys to fight anybody else in the division because they've already been beat by the champions. So these guys are like the second and third contenders, and they're just fighting each other. There's no. I understand. A lot of guys are they're going to hang it up, and it's all going to be a loss. This is nothing like that, Hammer. This is going to be an absolute barn burner, and Poirier should definitely come on top.
Got it. If somebody wants to become a client of yours, and you pass out tons of free plays on your social media, but if somebody wants like the VIP package, whether it's WNBA, which you've been rolling in, whether it's baseball, which you've done really well, or UFC, how can they find you?
Okay, Hammer, thank you again. I'm on it everywhere. I get a lot of free plays every day. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. We got a 144 and 44 record. 124 and 44 record on Instagram. We're 80 games above 500 just on free plays on Instagram. I get my number 1 VIP play free every single day on there for free. Make sure you go to Instagram and follow me. People can sign up right now. $50, $100 a week, $250 for the month. Right now we got UFC going this weekend. We got tennis. We got WNBA who's on the All-Star break right now, and we got baseball. Last 2 days, real quick, Hammer. We've lit our last. We went 11-0 yesterday. We went 4-0 on WNBA. We went 7-0 on tennis. The day before, we went 5-0 on tennis. Right now, we're in a groove right now, Hammer. We're absolutely in a groove. But you get all my plays for $100 a week. Message me directly. I'm easy to access. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But regardless, thank you for having me, Hammer. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Rob. And shout out to you, Hammer, for everything you do for me and everything you do for the degenerates out there. But regardless of what you do this weekend, have a great weekend, and don't forget to follow Number Fade.
All right. That's all we got for you. We gave you some college football futures. We gave you some UFC. Rob, Mr. Golf, gave you some live action on the British Open. We're rolling. And each week we are getting closer and closer to football season. And a reminder, once we get NFL and college playing together, we start doing 2 shows a week. The college show will be on Tuesday. The NFL show will be on Thursday. That starts in September. But for right now, good luck, everybody. May the odds be ever in your favor, and we'll talk to you next Thursday here on The Degenerates Next Door.